Baking bread is one of the simplest yet most delicious things you can make. Growing up, my mom always made homemade bread, and it's the smell, it just fills the house, and I want to share with you guys just how easy it is to get that nice homey bread feel, you know? To make this bread dough, you're going to need flour. This is like extra flour that you use for when you're just like sprinkling the counter. This would be the flour, you know. And you need lukewarm water, 3 cups of it. You're going to need a tablespoon and a half of yeast, and then also of kosher salt. So let's get started. You're gonna put all your water into this tub. Oh yeah, and it's very important you have a tub. And you're gonna need a tub and not a bowl. Well, I mean, you can put it all together in a bowl, but it's easier just to have it all in a tub, less dishes. And that's what's so nice about bread, is because it's so easy. Like, it's crazy how easy it is. So then you just put your tablespoon in there. And this is to activate the yeast, otherwise you wouldn't get that nice rise. It would just be like a cracker. No one wants. Well, I guess a pita is kind of, it would be a really gross. And you don't have to worry about letting it all dissolve, you know. And then you're also going to add the kosher salt, which is pretty much just like chunkier salt. Pretty sure you could use regular salt, but I recommend kosher salt. And just do the same amount. And like bread is like really forgiving, so you don't have to be like exact with like your measurements. So like for my half a tablespoon, I literally just eyeball it. Now, like I said, don't worry about it all dissolving. Like, I don't know if she zoomed in on it, so kind of looks kind of grody, but that's that. And now you're gonna do 6.5 cups of flour. Work counter flour to use. There we go. And now you just stir it, and it's going to be really sticky looking. Up. And you want to get it so you don't see any flour, and you kind of have to crank it a bit. Like, it is a bit of an arm workout. Soon it's going to be hard to really use the spoon, so you're going to get the spoon away, and you're going to get your hands just a little wet, and make sure you really get all of the flour and it's all just kind of like incorporated. You don't want to knead it, really, just kind of like squish it, move it around. And there you go. You got bread dough. This is now, you just cover it with your sticky hands, get it everywhere. No, seriously, I've gotten this on the fridge door, got it on door handles, everything gets everywhere. And that's why I also want to put your hair up, because if you will get bread dough in your hair if you do not put it up. It'll happen. So go like that, and then you're going to want to let it set at room temperature for like 2 to 5 hours. It'll probably double in size about, maybe even a little more, but you want to it'll go until it goes a little bit up higher, and then it'll kind of like flatten at the top. That's when you know it's ready. So just let that sit. And for when you're a beginner, like we are, you know, you're going to, after you let it poof up, you're going to punch it in the middle and then go around the sides. I'll show a clip of that, don't worry. This is the dough that we made. It's been about 3 hours. As you can see, it's about doubled in size, and it's leveled up, and I kind of like slammed it down over here, so it's already starting to deflate, so that was my fault. But anyway, you want to punch it like that. It's very satisfying, and then like that. And it should kind of smell a little like beer. It does. And then put the cap back on it. Push it down a little bit more. Okay, Mom. And cover it up. After your dough has been refrigerated for like 3 to overnight. It doesn't really matter how long it's in there. Just don't. I'd say 3 days at the max is how long you want to leave it in there, because otherwise it just gets a weird flavor to it. But this is what it looks like. You can see kind of there's bubbles in it. It kind of has an interesting smell to it. Rustic bread, you know, the weird rounder one. You're going to want to get a pie plate and then a piece of parchment paper, and with the parchment paper you just want to spray with a little bit of like cooking spray, canola oil, just so it doesn't stick. So I think this is about, take a grapefruit size, it's about a pound, and see how it's really sticky. That's normal. Now you're gonna kind of want to get flour on it. This is when you start to knead the dough, and this is to make the artisan, you know, like rustic bread. It's called boule, actually, like the French way, but I don't know. So now, as you can see, it's getting, you just like fold it, and this is to help form the gluten cloak, as it's called, and that just makes it have a nice crust, nice crisp crust, and it'll stick. And then with this, you want to barely knead it. It only needs like a couple, like needs 10 workings, maybe that, if that. Do a quick little. Just gonna do one more, and you just fold it in half and push down with the heels. And you can see how that has like a cloak kind of all over it. And it should feel kind of firm. But anyway, you just kind of want to stretch the cloak and push it underneath it, like really stretch it. And you can see how it's, you know, just kind of turn it into a ball. And then you put it in here. Spray with a little bit of that on top. So you take your saran wrap and you stick it on top, like that. And then for this, you want to set your racks, so you want to get closer a little bit so you can see inside the oven. You want to have it not very bottom rack, but pretty close. Everyone's oven's going to be a little different. And you take a Dutch oven. And if you don't have a Dutch oven, you can set it on a pizza stone. And if you don't have a pizza stone, then you can set it probably just like on a metal sheet pan with cornmeal on the bottom. But anyway, Dutch oven is the way to go. That is like the best way. And you want to stick it in here to heat it up. And you're going to have it set to 500 to heat it up. Okay, so now this is the rustic bread boule after it's been sitting for about an hour, and you can see it. It's a nice, ooh, it feels kind of cool. I don't know how to explain it. It bounces back, really, like you touch it and it just poof right back up. That's when you know it's good. And Dutch oven, it's been in there at 500 degrees. Heat it up, take it, lid off. And do not grab that with your hand. I have done that. It hurts. Take your Dutch oven, stick it in the oven. That kind of was cool. Take your Dutch oven, stick it in the oven. Reduce the heat to 425. And then set the timer for 45 minutes. Oh, it looks done.
Beautiful.
Nice commentary. Bring it over to a cooling rack. Try the bread. Really hear that crunch. Oh, look how good that looks. Get some nice bubbles going. And now you get to try it with like some honey or jelly or butter. Oh. Really good. Now for the real test. Let's see what they think.
Super good. Thanks, Vesta.
Yeah,